In this video, we talk about, is the crash coming? Welcome back to another episode of Gulf Coast Investing, where we talk about all things investing right here on the Gulf Coast. My name is Casey, and I would love if you would like this video and consider subscribing and maybe even sharing this video out to somebody that may have the same interests and questions that you have about the housing market and the investment real estate market as well. So in today's video, you're seeing it out everywhere. Is the housing crash coming? Is it a good time to invest? What's the market looking like? Again, not just in the United States, but globally. We have, chaos and wars and rumors of wars and election years coming up and all kind of things like that. So tons of questions and things like that. So I wanted to kind of give you my input on what I see down here for the lower Alabama market. Again, I'm in Gulf Shores in Orange Beach, Alabama. So what does the investing and housing market look like down here? And when I say housing, that's housing and condo for investment units. So definitely looking at the stats, days on market down here are up about 15% compared to where they were last year. So if you go and list your unit, last year you could get it sold anywhere from 15 to 30 days. Now it's approaching 80 to 90 days where your house or condo may be sitting on the market. So that has just gone up a tremendous amount, which is crazy. Prices have definitely leveled off. Some of it's hard to tell because there's still units in desired buildings that there's not a lot of them, so the prices are holding strong. But overall, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like at Gulf Shores Plantation, and then in other complexes, the prices have really come down a good amount. We just had a client that ended up getting about $50,000 off the original list price of a unit. And that's because you have some sellers that are getting desperate. They need to sell. Insurance assessments are coming up. Units are being blocked off for 1, 2, 3 months while work is being done. So not only are they having to pay a $20,000 assessment, they have zero income coming for 3 months. So that is making it real tight on a lot of people that are needing to sell. And some people are like, hey, the prices are up from when I paid. Even if I drop it $50,000, I'm still gonna make money on it and walk away. Some people are just cutting their losses. I'd rather lose $10,000 than $20,000. So kind of crazy, which is making, again, the prices, the days on the market's up. The overall prices are staying the same and then coming down in a lot of different places, which is crazy. And the overall listings is way up. So I was talking to a mortgage buddy of mine the other day, and he was like, it's crazy. About 2 years ago, there was right over 100 units that were on the market total in the investment space down here on the beach. And now there's over 750 units on the market just 2 years later. So you look at supply and demand, that's not good for sellers. You were one of 100, now you're one of 800. And again, one complex like Plantation, you may have been one of 2, now you're one of 25 that's on the market. So supply and demand, prices are gonna come down. So definitely safe to say it's not a seller's market like it was a year ago, especially in the past couple years. So then we look to the buyer side, and the buyer side is just as interesting because it's not necessarily a buyer's market either. Again, buyers, you're going to pay anywhere from 8 to 10% on your interest rate if you want to get an investment loan or a second home mortgage. Even if you're making it your primary property, you're still looking at 7 to 8% right now. So not great. Of course, people say, yeah, I used to get it for 15 and I had an 18% mortgage 30 years ago. While that's true, on the investment side, people weren't getting investment loans for 30%. I mean, that's worse than a credit card. So 10% literally is the make or break if some units are going to make money. So again, while prices are still high and higher than probably what they should be and what they will be in the next couple months to a year. If you're paying a higher price, plus you're paying the highest interest rate that we've seen in a long time, it makes it really tough to actually pull the trigger and for the numbers to make sense for an investment property. So not really a seller's market, not really a buyer's market. That's kind of why we're in this kind of stale market right now where the days on market's going up, the prices are coming down, but the listings are also going up, which makes things interesting. On the flip side, on the rental side, so say you actually bought the property, we have talked about it before, but the tourism board that's down here has released certain stats showing that rents are down over 30% in some areas and certain times a year. So that's not only mainly occupancy. Occupancy during the summer was definitely down from the past couple of years, but not a huge amount. What was down was the actual rental rate. So I was talking to a client who she has her unit just rented out herself. She does it for rent by owner, and she's trying to figure out, she's like, wow, I got $250 a night last year. Now I can barely get it for $100 a night. So if you look at that, you expand that, that's just one night, you expand that, over weeks and months and things like that. Your overall return is definitely down from what it's been over the past couple of years. So that's just something to think about also when you're buying. Again, if you're buying with the price high, you're buying with the mortgage rate high, plus the rents are down, plus you're having assessments and units are shut down and things like that. It really is kind of a sticky situation. So, but some of the good news out of it, if you're a seller, if you haven't bought in the past year or two, you're probably still in a very good spot where you could sell it, you could drop the price some and sell and still make some money and walk away even. So that's still out there. People that have bought within that time, it's probably best for you just to hold off, get that tax write-off, hold on to the unit, and hold strong for when either prices come up or for next summer busy season when rents are hopefully going to come back up and things like that. So on the buying side, obviously if you're a cash buyer like the person I talked about a little bit ago, it's pretty good for you because you're not having to pay that 8 to 10% mortgage rate. And there are definitely sellers that are out there that are desperate that may drop it, $10,000 to $50,000 just to get it sold. So there are some out there. But if you're not a cash buyer and you are looking at getting a mortgage, again, there are still sellers that are going to work with you, and there's still some better deals, much better deals than there were last year. So even though you could get 50 grand off the price, your interest rate's a little higher, but hopefully in the next year or two, once the interest rates come down, you're able to refinance, and now you just got it, between somebody that bought 2 years ago and now, you have it for $50,000 less, and then in a couple years you refinance that interest rate and you're back down to a 6% or around what the people that bought 2 years ago were at. So all things being even, you actually come out ahead in the deal. So like I said, it's a little bit of chaos. It is more important now than ever to know your numbers and make sure you have the right team. We had a video on this before talking about having the right agent, having the right management company, having the right mortgage lender, having the right financial planner, all those types of things. It is now more important than ever to make sure you have that team and you know all your numbers ahead of time so you know what you're getting into and things like that. So that's kind of my thoughts and what I see going on down here. Again, definitely a tricky time, but there's still deals, there's still things to be had for both sellers and for buyers. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.